The first time I have come to know about the real scales of the universe, I was completely blown away by it. The notion that the earth is just a speck of dust and the philosophy of pale blue dot really wants you to rethink about our existence in this universe.
Particular interest. But for us, it's different. Consider again that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us.
Universe is unimaginably vast and massive than we could ever contemplate. But still, this is our home. This is Earth, the most gifted and luckiest place to form intelligent and diverse life. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about how big we are in the universe, or how gifted we are in the universe, and of course, how greatly colossal is the universe. To be specific, Earth is just a speck of dust in front of massive heavenly bodies. It is quite a medium-sized planet, but still it is nothing compared to the largest planet we have ever found. For example, the largest rocky planet like our Earth is TOI 849b, and the biggest planet we have ever found, the HD 10546b, pales our Earth in comparison. But over the years, science showed us that this size of our planet is appropriate for having life on Earth, because gravity is a thing. It is proportional directly on the size and mass of a planet or any heavenly bodies. More size, more gravity. Of course, if it is not a gas planet, because gas planets have comparatively less mass. So just call yourself lucky, because if the gravity of Earth were a bit less or bit more, our life would be far more difficult here. Earth have only one moon, and that is also made of rocks without any atmosphere, where other planets have more spectacular moons, even large in number. In our solar system, Mars, Jupiter, Neptune has more than one moon. Now, why having fancy moon is great? Well, you can make moon trips and pretty much buy land on it. But hold on, don't get too happy to have multiple moons, because it also comes with a price. Moon plays a great role to stabilize and control our climate. So it simply means if you have multiple moons, your home planet's climate would be disrupted. However, exceptions can always be there. By the way, probably you also love to see solar eclipses. Of course, moon plays a vital role there, but nature always have its twist. Did you ever thought how those perfect solar eclipses occur? Well, it appears that sun's diameter is 400 times the diameter of the moon, and at the same time it is also 400 times further away from the earth than the moon is from earth. That's why we see sun and the moon to appear in same size into the sky, and also it is the secret behind those perfect solar eclipses. This phenomenon is so rare that we never seen anything like that in any star planet combination so far. But still we have so many things to discover. The sun we have is very average sized star. It doesn't matter if you can put millions of Earth inside it. The sun is still considered a speck of dust before these supergiant stars. The newly discovered star Stephenson 218 is so colossal that it can fit 10 billion sun-sized stars inside its volume. These massive supergiants can also contain planets, giant planets to be specific. We are unimaginably small before them. But can these stars have planets containing living creatures like us? Well, it's very difficult. We cannot say impossible, as there is no word like impossible exists in the dictionary of the cosmos. But as far as we know, to form a stable life form, a planet needs to have a stable average-sized star. Apparently, our sun is perfect for that. It has the appropriate luminosity which we needed, and a low amount of harmful radiations when compared to these massive giants. Also, our sun is way less harmful than these stars when it comes to star flares, which we call solar flares on Earth. These supergiant flares are so greatly powerful that it can easily blow away any atmosphere of any planet literally in any time. One more thing is, big stars have very shorter lifespan in compared to our sun. And if you can recollect, life on Earth itself has taken billions of years to evolve entirely. So if a star has less than a billion years to live, then it will be kinda impossible to have a complex life on those planets. So you can feel kinda lucky to have our beloved solar family. But are we alone in this galaxy? This is Milky Way galaxy, our home, and somewhere there we live. All the stars we are able to notice in the night sky is limited within this area, and Milky Way has around 250 billion stars on an average, with at least one planet orbiting around it. So yeah, alien lives must exist. We even have an equation for it termed as the Drake equation. It gives us somewhat vision of how many and what type of alien civilization could exist in our galaxy. But sadly, till now, we have not found any of them. Neither they found a way to us. Scientists looked closely into thousands and thousands of habitable exoplanets which orbits their star from a Goldilocks zone, but they could not confirm the existence of extraterrestrial intelligent life. Well, in fact, this unique problem gave birth to a paradox. It is known as the Fermi paradox. We will talk about it later. For now, let's understand why it is so difficult to have a stable, complex life form on a planet. Well, from a distance, it seems easy, but it's not, because it is not only about Goldilocks zone, having water and having oxygen. Complex and intelligent life demands more and more, so much more that it seems that only a miracle could have made it. According to a study, our Earth could be 1 in 700 quintillion kind of place. And yeah, this is the rare probability we were talking about. A perfect place needs not only a habitable zone, water and oxygen, but also a perfect planet size, star size, moon, combination of many type of gases, minerals, perfect rotation of planet, perfect atmosphere, ozone layer, effective magnetic field, gods like Jupiter and Saturn, and many conditions which is impossible to cover within this video. Not to mention, humans also need many more biological things to survive. I mean, I'm not just talking about trees. For example, we also need honeybees to survive. In spite of all these colossal requirements, our planets have pretty much everything to give us support. So what do you think about our existence? Are we created intentionally by something else? Like everything is just a simulation? Or everything happened accidentally? Or in mathematics, which you call probability? Now, if it is a probability, then it can pretty much happen elsewhere as well. After all, the universe is unimaginably big, and our galaxy is just a tiny speck of dust in front of this vastness. There are many colossal galaxies in this universe we know, and the biggest of them all is IC11-1. You can barely see our galaxy Milky Way in front of this hypergiant. According to a study, these mammoth galaxies are more habitable than the smaller galaxies, which simply means that it has more habitable star systems and planets for intelligent life to form. So if our galaxy has an estimated 36 intelligent civilizations, then just imagine how many civilizations could these colossal galaxies hold with a diameter of almost 50 times bigger than the diameter of Milky Way. But sadly, even if these galaxies hold intelligent civilizations, we would never be able to know. Neither we could able to reach them. Well, at least for now. However, don't underestimate our galaxy yet, because our Milky Way is just an average sized galaxy which can support habitable stars and planets pretty easily. Also, it is pretty much safe from many other cosmic threats. Just in 2017, researchers warned that something strange is killing off entire galaxies by disrupting star formations and destroying mature stars. Scientists could not find the exact reason yet, but our galaxy is somehow safe from this catastrophe, as this weird disease did not affect any of our neighbor galaxies yet. However, just like I mentioned, the universe is bigger than our imaginations, so in the end, even these massive galaxies are just a small part of galaxy clusters, from local group of galaxies to Virgo supercluster to Laniakea supercluster to finally the father of all, the observable universe. Now, don't even think that this is the end, because according to the cosmic inflation theory, the true and actual size of the universe is way much more superior than we could ever imagine. According to Alan Guth and his theory, the true size of the universe is at least 156 trillion times bigger than our current observable universe. Which means if you assume our Earth as the observable universe, then the entire universe would be bigger than our current observable universe. I mean, I'm not kidding, but this is what you get when you do the calculations. Although at this point we can't do anything other than making theories and doing math, because simply we can't just observe the universe beyond our observable universe. Those lights and informations would never be able to reach us. However, even in this vastness of universe, we were prioritized like an important being. Although it would be foolishness to think that we are alone in this universe. Lucky beings or coincidence like us would obviously exist. Now, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section. By the way, even here the cosmos and certain things doesn't end. There is multiverse theory which gives us the concept of parallel universes and tells us that there are multiple universes similar like ours. And also we have antimatter universe theory. So if you wanna know about this, you can simply watch these videos here. We'll see you there. Thanks for watching.